And good evening. I'm meteorologist Angela Buchman bringing you a live severe weather update here on WTHR Plus. So thank you so much for joining us. We do have some new information about the tornado watch. Still a few of our counties until midnight, but the Storm Prediction Center has added counties off to the east until 2 o'clock in the morning. That is a signal to us that the thinking is the majority of the heavy storms, the large hail, tornado producing storms that we're dealing with now will stay to our north over the next couple of hours. Still may change, still may have a couple of thunderstorms develop outside of that area, and that's the reason we're going to be bringing you at least live hourly updates here on WTHR Plus as the weather impact alert continues this evening through tomorrow afternoon, early evening. A few intense storms, yes, we've had them develop almost right on cue across the northern sections of Illinois, and then storms will be likely, especially the early half of tomorrow. Follow the forecast, know your safety plan, keep that cell phone charged and the ringer on as you go to bed tonight, because we may end up with some storms before the sun comes up, before you get out of bed, and you want to make sure you have a way to get those warnings, hear those warnings if your phone would go off in the middle of the night. Now, radar is quiet across central Indiana, but we don't have to go too far north. Right along Interstate 65 and just west of there, this is a confirmed tornado warning, and it looks like this tornado will move in between Lowell and Morocco and then continue to head east, for now staying north of Rensselaer but crossing Interstate 65 in the northwestern part of the state. This storm has a history of producing tornado, and the National Weather Service has gone confirmed tornado warning off to the east, indicating they think this cell will continue to produce a tornado. In addition to tornado warned storms, there have been storms with softball size hail. We're talking 4 inches in diameter across parts of northern Illinois, and that's where we find additional storms developing. We obviously don't want anyone to be dealing with severe weather, but for now, this is where we find it, and that leaves central Indiana for now in the clear for a few hours. Something we'll continue to monitor for you as we head into the late evening hours, but right now, all of those storms are firing along a boundary, and what an impressive spring weather system this is. We have the tornado watch, and I mentioned more counties added to the east, including up towards South Bend and Elkhart, southern sections of lower Michigan. That new tornado watch until 2 a.m. North of there, it's a severe thunderstorm watch, including parts of Michigan, southern Wisconsin. You go a couple counties north from southern Wisconsin, they're under winter weather advisories due to the potential of some snow. So a powerful storm system. We can see it there just from the watches, the advisories, and the warnings, but we can also see it here as we analyze current temperatures. There was a lake breeze coming off Lake Michigan that dropped temperatures into the upper 30s. It's 39 in Chicago, but there's also a warm front in play here, so that lake breeze interacting with the warm front, and it's right along that boundary that we have the storms developing across northern Illinois. It was warm south of that warm front, 70s and 80s today. We didn't quite make it into the 80s, but we had a lot of 70s for highs despite all of the cloud cover. Showed you that boundary with that temperature change, and that's where the greatest tornado threat is over the next several hours. But I also want to point out, I'll go back to that graphic, the rest of central Indiana isn't at a zero in terms of that tornado threat. So we need to make sure we have our safety plan ready and have ways to get warnings, especially during the overnight hours. And again, all of that is developing along that boundary. So this is the tornado threat. We stay under the weather impact alert. Future Track 13 right now doing a really good job on the placement of the storms that we're seeing across northwestern Indiana and northern Illinois. If this verifies right on through 11 o'clock tonight, we're in the clear locally in terms of severe weather for a few hours. We don't escape this weather system. This is 2 o'clock in the morning, and you can see eventually this starts to make a move to the south. By 4 a.m., entering the northwestern sections of our area, and then by the morning drive, this could be a mess. Pockets of heavy rain, still the potential of thunderstorms producing rotation, damaging wind, and large hail, all impacting that morning drive. That's 7 o'clock on Wednesday. And we remain under the threat of severe weather tomorrow. Eventually, that boundary will sink far enough south and east of us that we won't be dealing with the threat of severe weather. In addition to large hail, tornadoes, damaging wind, flooding is another threat. Remember, all of our rivers, especially south, still running high from all of the rain last week. We have the potential to add a ½ to inch and a half additional rain as we go through the next 24 hours or so. Future Track 13 shows the rain still heavy at times off and on tomorrow. Once we reach mid-afternoon, that threat starts to push south and east and our weather pattern will quiet down. But it is going to cool down. We're talking high temperatures come Thursday only in the 40s. So we've got a big temperature drop coming in the 7-day forecast. Weather impact alert will continue tonight into tomorrow. That 69 close to 70 will happen early in the day. Once the front moves through, temperatures will start to drop all the way to 30 on Thursday morning. We're going to need to dig the winter coats back out. 48 Thursday afternoon, Friday 58, Saturday 55, late day storm chance on Sunday, and we'll go from 71 to highs in the mid 30s with maybe some snow showers on Monday of next week. Now, if you're just joining us, I'm meteorologist Angela Buchman bringing you a live severe weather update here on WTHR Plus. So far, so good, but we don't want you to let your guard down. We still may see some storms develop, really volatile atmosphere in place, so it doesn't take much. So we are watching radar carefully. We'll talk more about the tornado watch, the weather impact alert through tomorrow early evening. Few intense storms, we've already have those developing. Storms likely, especially the early half of tomorrow, have an impact on that morning drive. So we encourage you to follow the forecast, know your safety plan. Today was the statewide tornado drill, so hopefully you practice that plan at home, at school, at work, know where to go in the event of severe weather. And important on a night like tonight when we're going to go to bed and we may end up with storms early in the morning before folks get out of bed. So having a way to get a warning that will wake you up. So as you plug your cell phone in to charge it overnight, make sure the ringer is on so that you would hear any alerts that might come in. They have alerted on this storm, tornado producing storm, highlighted in purple. That is a confirmed tornado warning. This is pushing just south of Lowell. That area may end up with some very large hail. These storms have a history of 4-inch diameter hail. So we're talking softball size or bigger. And this tornado warned storm will continue to move to the east. Right now, staying north of Rensselaer, but crossing Interstate 65 in the northwestern part of the state. There are additional storms developing back to the west and northwest, all developing along a boundary. And this was really interesting to watch today. A lake breeze coming off Lake Michigan, dropping temperatures and interacting with a warm front. That's the reason for that threat of tornadoes, that interaction with the boundaries. And because of that lake breeze and some of that cooler air, that's also enhancing that threat of some large hail. Complex spring storm system north of the tornado watch. By the way, that was extended east. So Elkhart into South Bend now until 2 a.m. Our northwestern counties until midnight. Severe thunderstorm watch north of there. Winter weather advisories north of there. Powerful early spring storm system for us. And I mentioned that lake breeze. You can still see it here, and that boundary separating the air masses. Very cool north, very warm south. We're talking about a 40-degree temperature difference from Chicago to St. Louis. And yes, this is fueling that storm development, and most of those storms are developing and riding right along that boundary. And for now, fingers crossed locally, that boundary is staying to our north. However, we are not at a 0 chance of tornadoes. The greatest threat is northwest, but you'll also notice we're at a 2% probability, a 5% probability as you move north, and then Lafayette north, that is closer to a 10% probability. So it's not 0, so we encourage you still to stay with us. Future Track 13 has the storms across the northwestern part of the state, and that's where they stay through 11 o'clock. We're going to have live team coverage for you on Channel 13 at 11. Thinking now is it's going to be after midnight. This is 2 o'clock in the morning, and forecast radar still expected to be quiet. That changes as we get into 4 a.m. And right now we may end up with a couple of clusters of storms, one to the northwest and now indicating we get some storms developing south. Any of these storms have the potential to go severe, produce rotation, damaging wind, large hail, and some heavy rain, and you can see that impacts us during that Wednesday morning drive. Severe threat will continue, although lower, it still continues on Wednesday. So next 24 hours or so, stick with us. We'll be keeping you updated on that severe threat. And unfortunately, the potential of some additional rain for us will mean the potential of more flooding. Future Track 13 keeps the off and on rain and storms going into tomorrow. Weather impact alert tonight through tomorrow, and then temperatures take a big tumble from near 70 early in the day tomorrow to 30 come Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, 48. Back to 58 Friday, 55 Saturday, 71 Sunday. And yes, that is a chance of additional storms late Sunday, changing over to some flurries as colder air arrives. A little return to winter the early part of next week. I'm meteorologist Angela Buchman. We sure appreciate you checking in with us here on WTHR Plus, and know that we're going to have hourly updates unless I get warnings to share with you or something breaking in terms of the weather. I will have another update here at 9 o'clock, again at 10 o'clock, and then we'll have full coverage for you on Channel 13 at 11. So we'll see you here in about 40 minutes at 9 o'clock for another severe weather update.